Hey Pokey people, this is RileyTheRad, and yes, this is an alpaca blanket behind me, not a llama blanket because llamas are mean. Fun fact for the day. So it's about time for me and the crew to start getting serious. So we've decided as a group that we are going to travel to the Great White North in May. We're going to go to the Toronto Regionals. This is the first serious tournament that I'm going to be playing in since Heart Gold Soul Silver. This is really big for me. I've also never been to Canada, which is kind of stupid because I live in Michigan, like it's just right there. So I want to get my passport ready and I want to, just be prepared. Been talking with Zach and Nate and everybody at the Pokemon group about getting ready for the regionals in Toronto. We're all really hyped. We're definitely going to be going at this point. So this Sunday we're going to start actually playing our serious decks. This Sunday meaning today. So right now the most serious deck that I have together is Zoropod. Now I know that Bulu has been doing really well in tournaments lately. However, the Bulu lists that have been really killing it are Bulu lists that are a little bit different than my own. They run stuff like Xurkitree. I don't have a copy of Xurkitree. I have one online, but not like IRL. I think they run like Vikavolt GX. Somehow I don't have a copy of Vikavolt GX. I don't know how. I think I just traded them all away because I didn't think it was a good card. A little bit nervous, a little bit scared. But we've got a lot of time and there's a couple sets still to come out between now and May, so things could change up a lot. But as of right now, I think I'm going to be playing Zoropod if nothing changes. I do expect maybe some things to change in Ultra Prism. A lot of really fun, really great decks are coming out in that set. There is a small corner of myself that thinks that Ultra Prism might be a little bit overhyped as far as competitive stuff goes. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I do think it's an amazing set. It's the best set that we've had since Guardians Rising for sure. I think it's going to bring a lot of variety to local games. I don't know how much I think that some of the decks that were initially really hyped are going to be super duper competitive. We're gonna have to see. You know, I'm not gonna be. First of all, I want to say that I'm not being negative about this. I really love Ultra Prism. You know that the vast majority of the time I'm playing stupid decks, and Ultra Prism is like a gift from above for stupid decks. So Ultra Prism, I am ridiculously excited for. Like, I'm ready for Ultra Prism. Ready for the pre-releases to start up this Saturday. I'm just ready. But yeah, we'll just have to see kind of how competitively the cards in that set land. I don't know. I'm curious. I have my doubts, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll start playing a new deck out of that. Maybe I'll get really into Garchomp Lucario. Maybe I'll get really into Empoleon. I don't know. It's all just gonna, it's gonna take some testing. I don't think I'll be getting really into Dugtrio. As fun as that tournament was, and as good as Dugtrio actually kind of was. I mean, it did lose to that. I'm not going to talk about it. That video is probably already up at this point. I don't think that Dugtrio is necessarily competitive. The HP just hurts it way too much with stuff like Buzzwole running around. 1 energy, it does 30 to the active, 30 to the bench, and that's if there's no Regirock on your opponent's bench. That's if there's no strong energy attached to Buzzwole, so that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, it's not hard for them to have a strong energy on their Buzzwole and a Regirock on their bench, so that's already a knockout on Alolan Dugtrio for 1 energy. So it's just not gonna work. But it is a really fun deck. I already talked about all this, so I might even just edit this out. I guess I'll have to start playing Zoropod more often online. I will see you guys over there, and wish me luck.
Alright, so we're at the Sunday tournament. We have Pokemon Sun and Moon base. Riley seems to want to pull a Drampa, so let's see if we can get that for her today. And we got a Grass Energy. Woo!
Crit damage is times 4. If I roll a nat 20,
Got a Crocorock.
Is he just like obscenely social or something and he just gets
A Rainbow Energy.
Okay.
A Charjabug. A Dewpider. An Eevee. A Stuffle. A Litten. A Torkoal. And a Lantern. Oh, there's something else. A Lantern and Incineroar. Okay, could be better. Alright.
We have a Grass Energy, Professor Kukui, Golbat, Rifle, Yangoose, Rowlet, Cosmog, Lillipup, Wingull, Dartrix, and Golduck. For my second pack, okay, we have Water Energy, Professor Kukui, Golbat, Rifle. Oh my gosh, it's just like the same. Blow and Meowth, Peck-a-Peck, Eevee, Psyduck, Sparrow, Zubat, Parasect. Yeah.
Oh, so we were thinking. Alright, Ella, question of the day. What are your Pokemon goals for 2018?
I mean, like, okay, so they were, he told us about this.
Okay.
Was coming in the class, right? And it was the day which is 40% binder, 4 classes.
Do more
He
things.
locked doors.
I might do on
And he heard him
Sunday,
coming down the steps,
either I
watched
go
him fall right outside the door, and then
roast,
locked the
because
door
I've
as
been
he was
like
picking up
watching
his
like
papers for it.
Ash roasting people. But first the joke.
Why?
So when I
First
say
off,
this,
like,
take some
okay,
time
I'm
to
all
like
for education. I think it should
put
be
your
respected. I
answers
think it should be
in
something taken
below.
seriously.
But don't be
I
a
think
cheater
you're
and
taking
skip
this to the
forward and
point where it
know
has
what the
been
answer
graded.
is. Have you
Third to a
heard
quarter
of
takes place.
the crab who doesn't give to
That's
charity?
insane.
I know, he's pretty selfish.
I get it.
Now, there's a roast that
And you have to take this professor
Ash
because he's the
did,
only
which is
professor
really
for
funny.
this course.
So, the bushes were moving, so Ash asked Squirtle to use water gun, and he hit the person, which is the camera person, and then Misty was like, oh my gosh, are you alright? It's like, he's fixing his camera, it's like, yeah, it's alright, it's like, I was talking to you, not the camera, it's like, but you see, the camera is my life, and then Ash just yells it, and it's like, you need to get a better life.
Was that from the show or did someone edit it in?
It's from the show.
That's great. That's me. Alright, Connor, question of the day. What are your Pokemon dreams for 2016? What are your plans?
What?
I got one.
Pokemon plans.
Like,
Or 2018. I said 16, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I'm going back in time. I told you I'm a Time Lord.
I got one plan.
Okay.
And that's to get a Rainbow Charizard.
Okay.
And hopefully put it in my Lorantis deck for regional. So
Okay.
I'm planning on getting it before regionals. And if you all see me at regionals, you will see inside my tournament legal deck one Rainbow Charizard for exactly no reason.
Well, it does get damage boost from the promo Lorantis,
And
though.
not only that, it looks so pretty. And it's expensive. Hell, that'll be more expensive than my Lele's.
Are you gonna run?
Well, I have to. But it's still expensive. It's like a $60 card.
Yeah, it's a lot. Are you gonna?
For a useless card.
Are you gonna run the energies that count as water, grass, and fire that come out in Ultra Prism, so you can potentially attack with it?
Well, they do that.
Yeah, it's coming out.
So that makes Charizard more viable.
Yep. Well, it doesn't do all at once. It's like one energy, but it counts as all three.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight.
So like when you're running a grass deck, you can run a fire Pokemon in it basically.
Well, so you said it counts as what? Grass, water, and
Fire.
And fire?
Yeah.
Well, see, the problem with that is Charizard's lightning energy.
Oh, he uses. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Charizard's lightning energy.
That's
But I
true.
still might use those because if they look pretty, if there's like an expensive version that looks pretty, I'll probably put it in there.
So, Riley,
Yep.
what is your Pokemon goals for 2018?
To win Canada Regionals. It's not gonna happen, but it would be awesome.
Have hope.
Yeah, I have hope. I have hope. I think I'm gonna keep the dream alive. But, so far, yep, I'm gonna be playing Zoroark. I don't know if I'll stay with that because there's a lot of stuff in Ultra Prism that I like. So I don't know. But yeah, that's my well. I'll say my goal is not to win Canada Regionals because that's not gonna happen. But my goal is to do well at Canada Regionals, maybe top 16.
And if it's not Canada Regionals, what is your goal?
Rainbow Charizard.
What?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any gold item cards. You know, like the gold secret.
Oh, yeah.
So that'd be cool to pull one of those. Also, one other goal, and this is a goal for the Pokemon Company, make an Alola Marowak GX already. Because I love Alola Marowak and all you've made is crap cards for it.
Who's Marowak?
You know who Marowak is.
No, I don't.
You're gonna find out after you get through Brooklet Hill then. He's that, he evolves from Cubone, he's got like the skull head.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the fire baton. that he
Yeah.
throws. Yeah. He's cool.
So, what is your Pokemon goals for 2018?
Day 2 at regionals, at the very least. If I can make it to day 2, I'll be happy.
Okay. Dad, do you want to be on camera? Okay.
Hey, Bookie people. So, the tournament went pretty well. Kind of bummed about the last round because I made a big misplay, but I'll go over the first 2 rounds real quick first. So round 1, I ended up playing against Zach. Zach was using his Lapras deck. I think, honestly, that Lapras is underplayed. I do think it's a really strong deck, particularly with Manaphy. I'm not sure... I don't know. Sometimes I do worry that Manaphy might be a little bit of a liability just because of the 120 HP. I feel like that's a dangerous number of HP to have, especially if you're an EX giving 2 prizes. But the utility that it offers to Lapras is just insane. Completely gets rid of Lapras's, basically the deck's weakness of having to be able to switch every turn. Well, most turns, as long as it's not using the GX attack. I was able to squeak out a win with Golisopod the first round. Zach just struggled to get set up and I was able to take a win. Second round, he ended up donking me, I think, which was really frustrating. And then round 3, we finally had a really good match. I was playing Zoroark. Can't remember if I specified that yet. So I had a little bit of a type advantage, and I was able to take the win. So moved on to round 2 against Connor's Lurantis deck. Lurantis is another deck that I think is making a little bit of a comeback. We actually had some pretty good matches, but I was able to win round 2 as well. I think I won 2-0, but I can't quite remember. And then round 3, I played against Mike, and then that point my record was 2-0. And Mike's was 1-1. I forget who managed to win against him. I think it was Nate with the Tapu Bulu deck. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And Mike was actually playing Gardevoir today. He switched with Ella. Ella was playing the new Buzzwole Lycanroc deck. It was super close. He won the first game, I believe, and I won the second. I remember that it went to 3 rounds. And then in the last game, there was a moment where I could have had it if I would have like crossing cut GX or something. but I didn't. I chose to just first impression for a knockout. I can't remember exactly what the situation was, but I didn't realize it until after Mike took the win. And I lost that, actually Zach pointed out to me. And what sucks is that I was thinking about doing that play at the time, but then I got in my own head and I was like, oh wait, I can just first impression. First impression is always better than using your GX if you don't have to. But the GX attack would have let me switch out, which I otherwise was not able to do, so I ended up losing the match, which is heartbreaking. But it's fine. Every time I play the deck, I learn a little bit more about it. I feel like I don't get to play it that super often because I'm always like trying out different decks and stuff, so I guess on one hand I can give myself a break because I could always use more practice. Then again, Mike, I don't think has played Gardevoir that much at all, so props to him for sure. So the past few days I've been testing out different decks some more for Ultra Prism, just to see what I think I would want to play. Still playing around with Solgaleo GX, I really like it. Still playing around with Zoroark, of course, and then I've actually given Garchomp Lucario another shot, and I've actually really been liking it. The first time that I played it, I think the list that I was playing just wasn't optimal, and I needed to take a break from the list to figure out exactly what it was that I needed to be doing differently. At the time, I felt like it was going to be one of those decks that were just a really high skill level to do well with. But after I remade it, and since I've been testing it again, I actually think that it's really easy to play. So I don't know. I think in general the deck hinges on being able to get at least 2 Lucarios out while a Garchomp is out, so you can just dig through your deck. Running puzzles is really important because that basically just makes your discard pile a part of your deck. Nothing's really ever out of play until you're out of puzzles. You can Lucario twice to get 2 puzzles, and then use those puzzles to search your discard pile for any 2 cards that you've already played. If you're out of Cynthia, no problem. You're out of DCE, no problem. Just get them right back. Same turn, but even. So it's pretty ridiculous. Brittany's thinking about finally playing, getting into the game a little bit more, and playing maybe when we go to Toronto, which I'm really excited about. It's been a lot of fun. So she's been helping me test decks too. She ended up testing, I put together a Glaceon Decidueye. It was actually Glaceon Decidueye Zoroark technically, but the focus was Glaceon Decidueye. The idea was to keep Glaceon active for a lot of the match, shutting off any EX and GX abilities while doing decent damage with Glaceon, pinging the bench with Glaceon, and then pointing and shooting kills with, not kills, knockout, we're playing Pokemon, knockouts with the Decidueyes. I think the deck has potential, but it's a little bit slow. Brittany didn't really like the playstyle that much, which is really important when you're trying to figure out what deck you want to play. If you don't enjoy playing the deck, it doesn't matter if it's good or not. So we put that one on the back burner for now. I'll probably pick it up and test it a little bit later to see if I like it. And then lately she's been testing Empoleon, and holy cow, it's pretty good. We played a handful of matches so far. In each game it seems like she's getting more and more used to the deck and understanding it really full. The last game that we played, she just destroyed my Garchomp deck, so that was pretty cool. So we're going to do some more testing tonight, I think, and see what she thinks about it. I think there's some tweaks that she wants to make. Tapu Fini GX seems like a strong inclusion, so that's something to consider. All in all, it's been really fun. I'm feeling better and better about Toronto every day. I'm feeling better and better about Ultra Prism every day, and I'm really just super looking forward to Saturdays. So I guess I will go ahead and leave it here. I've rambled on long enough, and this video already looks like it's going to be pretty long, so I'll cut it here. But thank you guys so much for watching. Keep an eye out soon for some updates on a project that I'm working on with another YouTuber. I think it's going to be pretty fun. I don't want to confirm who I'm working with or what the project is until it comes to fruition, but particularly if you are a PokeTuber, keep an eye out. There's going to be some fun stuff that comes. So I will see you guys later, and until then, I need a catchphrase. I don't have one, so goodbye.